Good morning, everyone. I'm Wade Scott, and welcome to the Delaware Elder Law Center. Now, in this segment, I'm going to talk about planning for a family where one or more persons are disabled in the role of special needs trusts. And I hear this often. A parent will say that they're very worried about leaving assets for that person when they die because they're concerned that they will lose their government benefits. What they mean by that is their loved one is already on, let's just use Medicaid, it's on long-term care Medicaid, and they'll lose their qualification if they receive assets when they die. And the disabled person could be a spouse, it could be one of the kids. And often the conversation will start off with the client saying, I plan to leave everything to my oldest daughter who I trust. I know she'll take care of her little sister who's disabled or her father who's disabled. That way, the disabled person won't inherit assets. They'll keep their qualification for government benefit. Well, that's true, but it raises all kinds of problems. What if the trusted oldest child becomes untrustworthy and keeps the money or commingles that money with their own and begins to just keep more and more of it? That can be a real problem, and there's no control over it. This is where the concept of a special needs trust comes in. So in your estate plan, you can set it up for the disabled person to inherit into a special needs trust instead of directly. And the special needs trust rules in this circumstance allow the disabled person to have access to that money through the trustee and still keep their government benefit. There's some technical points that have to be followed. The disabled person has to be the sole beneficiary. They cannot have any direct access to the assets in the trust. Any access has to be at the sole absolute discretion of the trustee. And the best thing about the set of rules is, in this circumstance, there does not need to be a Medicaid payback provision when the disabled person dies. Another way to think of it is Medicaid doesn't need to be the primary beneficiary of the trust in order for the arrangement to be allowed. Now, the significant thing to understand here is the fact that there's no payback provision is because the beneficiary did not fund the trust with their money. The money came from what we call a third person, like their mother who just died. It was mom's assets, not the disabled person's assets. And that's why it all goes into special needs trust. The disabled person can keep their benefit and there's no Medicaid provision. Now, special needs trusts are used in different scenarios as well, and I'm not getting into those other circumstances in this video. I hope you found this helpful. Please call me if you have any questions. Thank you.